2 practices yesterday, and Danica Patrick talked about Austin, this Austin Dillon right here. In fact, they were so quick in the first practice, they elected to let it sit that second practice yesterday. You can see right here, he's tracking third as far as the tractor halfway down the back straightaway.
You think he had been watching where he's running? He is eating that yellow line up all the way around the racetrack. I think he got to realize there's a little bit of speed there, not much, but a tad.
Well, it's in the genes. His grandfather was one of NASCAR's top independents, Richard Childress. His dad, Mike Dillon, saw success in what's now the Nationwide Series. Austin and his younger brother, Ty, are tearing up the tracks, and he'll be 8 at 46.06, 195.3.
Darryl, we know the drivers have no control over where they go out. We're back to basically getting the ball out of a bingo spinner. But you and I talked about it yesterday. I think history is repeating. Don't know if there's anything to it, but I know I always like to see my driver go out early in this session.
It's the little things, Larry. I mean, look at the times. They're just all over each other. An 81, 293s, a 97, 02, 03, 06. It's just hundreds of seconds, thousands of seconds. In cars, they get cold sitting out there. The wheel bearings and the things that you can't put heaters on. And it's only a tiny little bit. But that's all
you're looking for, exactly.
Our current pole sitter waiting it out with us, Danica Patrick, just over 196 miles per hour. Earlier, we showed the ghost car, our Fox concept. There's Danica in the 10 car. But Tony Stewart, owner-driver, right there, that's the image. And Danica, you're watching with us. Take us through a little bit what you see here, what you're doing.
I mean, he, obviously he's got the lead going through 1 and 2 there. He looked like he set up a little bit more for it. He let the car kind of unwind out of the dog leg. Oh, there's some Hendrick power.
There you go.
It's all about not scrubbing. So,
okay.
Going through the corner, you're trying to hold it down to the line, but you don't want to scrub it too much. So, you can see that we're both pretty low.
Was there wind when you were out? Did you sense it?
That's another thing, too, that you can't quantify with this is that, what was the weather and what was happening. But, it very well might have been something to do with wind. But that's always interesting. I think that the lines are what they'll for the control out there. We're holding it wide open, so it's just about the line and how does that differentiate between one driver and the next. So that's cool. I think that's a really cool thing that you guys let to show the fans that there are different lines that you can take out there.
Our 24th driver out of the 45, and that is Denny Hamlin out. Now I just wanted to ask you a little bit about the relief. Assuming the front row, we can assume that, but if it holds up, how does that take some of the pressure off for next Sunday for you?
It's nice. I think it's as I said, it's good for the team and it's good for GoDaddy, but it's really nice to know no matter what happens in those duels that you're going to be on the front row. If that's where I can end up qualifying. It's such a weird thing, this qualifying and then going into the race, because you put so much into qualifying and it's so important and they worked so hard over the winter on it. But then for the most part, other than the front row, it's over and you have to race to it, which is such a crapshoot, to be honest, in the race. You've got to be lucky. You got to make sure you don't get crashed out. I mean, there's just so much else that goes into it. So it would be nice to know that what they've worked hard for over the winter is actually going to show up on Sunday for race day.
Yeah, the last pole winner to win the Daytona 500 back in 2000 was Dale Jarrett, so it doesn't automatically, once we actually get to the race, what did you take away from the Spread Unlimited last night? Sort of watching.
I thought that things looked a little bit more calm than I thought they would be. I mean, obviously, based on practice, we all saw a lot of exciting things happen. So it didn't look like people got unhooked as easy as they could have. So, obviously, I noticed how good Tony was out there, of course. So that's good to see as a teammate. But I think you're going to see a lot of good racing. It didn't look like there was much bump drafting at all. I mean, maybe on the start you saw a little bit of pushing, you saw a little pushing here and there, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary.
Hey, Danica, I mean, you have had some great runs at Indy. How does Daytona and Indy, how do you compare the two? Is it winning a pole here today? I mean, that has to be just a little bit more special than Indy, I would think.
It would definitely be a high point memory. I think that Daytona has such a legendary following. I recently heard that, I think it was yesterday, somebody said that winning the pole for the Daytona 500 was like media-wise winning the 4th biggest race. It was like winning the Daytona 500, the Coke 600, the All-Star race, and then the pole for the Daytona Daytona 500. So it's clearly followed, and it's clearly a very, very important moment in the year, and speaks volumes about the team and their hard work. I think I know as a fan when I'm watching TV and I see a bunch of drivers talking about the car and talking about how the crew did a good job, and honestly, what the fans need to understand is that, you know, we're holding it wide open out there, but there's this drag, there's downforce numbers, there's all these different things that happen out there on the track that it's not just a car. There's so many little things that the team does to get this car ready to go out there and be low drag and be fast and be aerodynamic sound, and the engines are so powerful. So, you know, that's why this means so much for a whole team.
Thanks, Danica. Michael Waltrip on track. Denny Hamlin completed his run in the FedEx Toyota. He and teammate Kyle Busch just 1,000th of a second apart, standing 4th and 5th. So Michael Waltrip driving in this car, not for his own team, but for Swan Racing. And the number 26 on this car, suggested by NASCAR President Mike Elliott, to memorialize the 20 and the 6 adults that were lost in that horrible day at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. And you can help participate in the recovery by texting to the number on Michael's quarter panel there to make a $10 donation. That's Newtown to 80888. All the MWR cars will also carry that strip above the back window.
And you might ask, why is he not driving one of his own cars? His team was all set. He's got 3 cars down there. He didn't feel like it'd be fair to the other drivers on his team to say, hey, I want to run the Daytona 500, build me a car. These cars, it's been hard to get enough of them built anyway, so he made a nice arrangement with David Stremme and this team to be able to drive that car.
Michael Waltrip qualifies in your favorite number, Darryl.
Yeah, hey, what's the date?